Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to Stonks Maxxing Day 57. This is going to focus on tech coverage and hopefully we'll dive into Micron and be able to model the company out a little bit. I'm also eating some chips right now, so don't mind me. But yesterday we had built out a very naive, simple framework on how to look at the tech industry. So I'm gonna, this is actually not in front of me, the screen. It's to the left of me, so I'm gonna read it like this. But the one naive view I've like to adopt is looking at tech from three standpoints. So software, hardware, and tech services. Software, these are really just programs that interact with hardware, and hardware is the physical device and technology to process information. So anything that maybe runs on an integrated circuit, that's what I think of as hardware. And tech services are consultants that pretty much act as people that can help you implement software or hardware. So I think a good example of this could be Insight or Accenture. So consultants pretty much. And from a cost perspective, I think it's important to note that software is, in most cases, cheaper than hardware. I can't even think of a case where, I guess if you're building a new type of software, I'd imagine that the human capital can get pretty expensive. Or if you're building out a application that requires a lot of server-side processing, so I'm thinking of something like Netflix. I think the software itself can get pretty expensive, but then again, I guess when you say software, that does combine elements of hardware because you actually need server-side processing for Netflix, the actual software platform, to work, and that could be a hybrid approach. I don't know. Okay, there are two ways to split up tech. There's also the idea of selling B2B or B2C. And customers fundamentally have different motivations between the two. So then we went into the idea of picks and shovels in this AI gold rush. Commonly, whenever I think of picks and shovels in AI, I'm thinking of hardware. So semiconductor companies like NVIDIA, AMD, Micron, SK Hynix, Intel, Broadcom, all of these are commonly talked about in the media as the picks and shovels, the backbone of a lot of this AI stuff. What I don't really hear is some of the software, back-end software that serves as the software side infrastructure for a lot of these AI foundation models, and I guess you could call them AI systems, right? I think CUDA is a good example. So I don't know 100% exactly what CUDA is, but I just remember calling it in class whenever I do. If I'm using PyTorch, I think I can just call a .2 on, I don't know if it's I guess it's a neural network object. I forgot what the exact object name was. I could call .2, and then I'll pass in CUDA, or I think it's just .CUDA. I was going to say .2 CPU or .CUDA, but I think that's just a way for your code, so PyTorch, Python, to interact with an abstraction layer so that you can actually harness the power of an NVIDIA GPU. So you don't actually have to dabble in the systems programming. I think that's what the idea is. So Alexander Wang, I think he's the founder of Scale AI. And so he thinks there's an AI trinity: algorithms, compute, data. I think algorithms, these are researchers that are trying to find the next best way to predict information or to fit data. I think it's the big idea behind an algorithm. Compute is just actually doing the calculations, the processing itself. And then the data. So it turns out that data is really important. I think commonly thrown around phrase is garbage in, garbage out. So if you have training data that's really high quality, then the model that you fit on it is likely to perform better at a sample. I think that's just the underlying idea. Okay. So then I kind of have these two inline databases here. To go into a subsector of the hardware space and the hardware space and the software space. Jeez. Andre, what is good? You inspired me, by the way. I felt guilty not streaming during the weekend, so decided to do it again today. This one might be a little bit longer. I want to try to get some interesting things done. Go over what I did yesterday and also maybe try to model out micron technologies. So we'll see if I can get all of that done. But hey, let's go. You have, I think, a week left, 2 weeks left for your internship. If anyone else is watching this, Andre is cooking out in Seattle at Microsoft right now. So go get him, Andre, go get him. One day he's going to be the CEO of Azure. I was just listening to a little podcast about Microsoft. August 12th, okay. I was listening to a podcast about Microsoft by Acquired, and they were talking about Steve Ballmer and some of the stuff that he cooked up. I think Azure was made in 2008 or something like that, which is interesting. I had no idea. Okay, so I think this thing right here, all these application software, cybersecurity, system software, these are kind of some subcategories that I just put down here, thinking of ways to split up the software space. So application software is one of them. Cybersecurity, system software, I think, is maybe a bit more low level. I don't know exactly what companies exist in this space. And then hardware, we have OEMs, original equipment manufacturers, some semiconductors, peripherals, and robots. Yeah, robots could be interesting. I don't know exactly what the timeline could be for that. I just remember seeing this video about Figure. I think Figure is a robotics company headquartered in either Los Angeles or Boston. I kind of forgot. But they are trying to create a humanoid robot to replace humans pretty much. So we'll see if that happens. It would be interesting. All right. So I dived into AI a bit, and I think this graphic right here is pretty interesting. Let's see if I can zoom in here. Basically, 2024, Sequoia partnered with Forbes, and they created this little AI 50 chart, split up the AI industry into two verticals. I guess in this case, these are kind of horizontal, but you have the idea of AI apps and then AI infrastructure. So the app side, you kind of split it up into three different sub-verticals: consumer uses, enterprise stack, industry verticals. And some of these I've heard of: ChatGPT, Claude, Perplexity, Notion. I think that this is on Notion right now. Character AI, I feel like I've heard of that. Midjourney as well. So I guess these are kind of the consumer-facing applications, which when you look at this whole 50 companies, It's actually a pretty small portion relative to all of the other types that are being targeted towards enterprises and specific industries as well. So I think you could see Figure on here, which is the robotics company. And I think Anduril too, which is a defense contractor, similar to, what are they, Northrop Grumman, Lockheed Martin, Raytheon. I think those are the big threes that I know. And we also have creative, defense, health, bio, industrial, professional services. And so when you look at the enterprise stack, there's also another categories: general productivity, learning and development, customer experience, developer, and data teams. Okay. So I think there's one thing to note here. I'm pretty sure a lot of these enterprise stack companies are just wrappers around either an Anthropic model, a Cohere model, an OpenAI model, a Mistral model. They're wrappers around these foundation model providers. And there was an interesting quote by Sarah Guo. I think she's one of the co-hosts of No Priors podcast with Eli Gill. And I forgot what Sarah Gill, I'm going to call her now too. So Sarah Gill, what's VC? Oh, not Gill, sorry, whoa. She was part of Greylock. Conviction, okay. So she is the founding member of Conviction, our founding partner. Oops. But what was I going to say? I think a lot of these are GPT-4 or Mistral Anthropic wrappers. I have to dive a little bit deeper to actually confirm that, but that's my hypothesis for now. But I was going to say, Sarah Guo, she mentioned that when you look at a lot of these SaaS, software as a service companies, they're just wrappers around databases, pretty much. So a lot of these companies could be wrappers around AI or a foundation model. I think there's kind of this similar idea behind what common web apps, software companies, software applications are today. You really just have data stored in a database that is presented some way or in some form on a website or a computer screen that is easily digestible. So I think YouTube could be an example of this, right? YouTube, really what it is, it's videos, and I think videos, they're just stored on some type of file system, which I guess is some type of database. And all it is, it's displaying that video from that database onto a screen for you to digest. I'm saying YouTube as an example because I'm looking at the YouTube screen here, but I think a lot of these startups, at least in my eyes, I used to think of them as frauds, pretty much, for just using GPT-4 as a foundation model and just building a wrapper around it. But when you kind of see or shift your POV or point of view from, I don't know if that's the right way to say it, but I guess when you go back to what Sarah said about a lot of these web apps, a lot of these companies today that are just wrappers around databases, a lot of these AI startups, you can't discredit them for just being GPT-4 wrappers. I think that's what I was trying to say in a really complex way. So that is this quick summary of the apps vertical. The other big part is the infrastructure. And so I think this is going to be pretty interesting here. I don't know exactly what inference providers are. This is something that I've never heard of any of these companies. I've heard of Databricks, but I honestly have no idea what Databricks does, so it'll be interesting to take a look at that. App dev frameworks, this is also, I guess, a more niche type subvertical, but I remember playing around with LangChain for trying to train, I wouldn't say train, but more so build a RAG pipeline. That was just a really quick side project that I wanted to do. Didn't really go anywhere, but LangChain was pretty helpful. I think it was helpful in connecting multiple API calls together. So I think what they call it is you're chaining multiple API calls. You can use your large language model to go through kind of a chain of command or chains of command that will flow. I don't know what the right word is, maybe downstream. So your one task will affect another task, and then that'll affect the last task, something like that. Hugging Face, so I've heard of Hugging Face. I think that's like the GitHub of large language models or just any type of AI model. Foundation model providers, you also have Anthropic, Cohere, and Mistral, OpenAI, and Store and Compute is pretty interesting. So this is kind of the data labeling, processing data type companies. I've only really heard of Scale AI just because their founder is like 20 something. So that's pretty crazy. And he did say some interesting things about building a high level framework about AI. He sees the Holy Trinity. I think we've talked about it before. Algorithms, compute, and data. So I think that's a pretty good way of looking at this whole ecosystem. You also have cloud data providers. I think these are people or companies really, that store data. So database providers, maybe even ways to process data and integrate it into a pipeline of sorts in order to actually get raw data, maybe do some cleaning, and then just feeding all of that to some type of training model. And cloud service providers, so where do you train these models? You most likely will train them on the cloud, unless maybe you're an OpenAI, you can buy a shit ton of GPUs because you have deep pockets. But I feel like a lot of the startups today, it's not the case. So these cloud service providers will do, I think it's GPU renting. I don't know exactly what to call it, but you can rent GPU space, processing power from AWS for, I think, decent, pretty cheap. You don't have to spend millions on CapEx spending. So that's kind of where these guys come in here. And then finally, you have your hardware. So these are the picks, the shovels of the AI space. They're NVIDIAs, your AMDs, your Intels. I've never heard of Cerebras. Yeah. I'm gonna go put something away, the hummus away real quick. Okay. So 2 categories, right? Yeah, that's kind of brief overview, brief summary of this AI 50 chart. I thought this was pretty interesting, and it was a good post by Sequoia. Yeah, it was written by Konstantin Buehler. What did he say? Networking, the internet, and mobile were communication revolutions, and AI will be a productivity revolution. I don't know if I believe that. I feel like the internet, mobile, sure, you could say that you can find different ways to communicate through these instruments, but I feel like they also increase productivity as well, right? The internet, I mean, instead of looking up things in a dictionary, you could just Google search what the word means. You could do calculations on the internet, look at free information about topics that you're probably stuck on. So I feel like that's probably going to be I don't know. Yeah. Something to think about. I think it's a good thought experiment. First AI 50 in 2019. So this one was interesting because this is the first AI 50 list, but there were maybe like 2 or 3 of the companies back in those days in 2019 that I recognize. The list today looks completely different. And then I also went into a little, I don't know what to call it, a detour into robot process automation, specifically UiPath. I remember someone talking to me about UiPath at work. I think the conversation started by talking about companies that had $1 billion in revenue, and someone was saying that UiPath is probably one of the most random companies out there to have $1 billion in revenue. And I tried to look into it yesterday. It's kind of interesting. So I think what they do is they have the idea of automating things with robots. What a robot really is, I think it's like the game of Scratch, this Scratch developer software, where you build games by using drag and drop little blocks. I think that's a very similar idea here, where you have this playground of sorts, which really just looks like a Figma or Adobe Photoshop canvas. I think that's the right word. So you have this canvas and you can put in different little cubes or squares that denote some type of task. And I think you can connect these squares together to create a little chain, kind of like lane chain, but each cube or square represents certain tasks to get done. And then once that task gets done, then you'll do another, then another, then another. And so hopefully by training a lot of these tasks together, you can try to automate some type of process. I think an example could be maybe checking your email if that's possible. So you'll say, okay, open up my email, click the first email, exit out of the first email, and then you're done. I think that's maybe a 3-step process to just check your email for you to clear your inbox or something like that. And then APN, I think, is also a very similar competitor to UiPath. I think they fall into the same realm. You have a no-code type of platform that can really help you automate things without writing any type of complex programming. Okay. Questions to think about. Will AGI become the ultimate app killer? No idea. I think so. If you have an artificial general intelligence that can do anything and everything, then do you really need software? I don't know. What will happen when AGI happens? I think that is a mystery, but I hope we can all live comfortably, maybe retire, live the good life, and let AI do everything for us. So we'll see what happens. Okay, that was a good kind of summary of what we talked about yesterday. What I want to do now is probably shift towards micron. And I'm trying to think. I believe I do actually have a model, a very, very crude model of micron. So I go into Zang Fund, investments maybe? No, that's not it. Ooh, VF Corp. I definitely want to visit VF Corp again at some point. Yeah. Information technology. Okay. I'm surprised to see Grinder here. I think I was looking at the little, what do you call them? The dating apps. Oh yeah, Andre and I were looking at the dating apps for College Park Student Investment Group, and then we pitched Match Group, which I think is actually up a little bit since the time we pitched, but not. I don't think it's anything too crazy. Maybe like a few basis points up. Yes sir, yes sir. Yeah, that is the truth. Products by business unit. All right. So this is the very crude model that I have, and what I wanted to do here is kind of build out the revenue in each unit and maybe break out the revenue by product. I don't know if I'm trying to think if Bloomberg might have something like this. Or they definitely have a per unit breakdown. I wanna maybe go take a look. So let me do this off. Okay, nice. Okay, nice. Says sign in was successful. Oops. I think I might have screwed something up. Oh, I totally forgot. Man. I don't know if this is going to work, but let's see. Because what's happening right now is I'm on a dual monitor setup. If I try to go on one monitor, it might not let me go to the other. Okay, let me see. Okay, I am cooking up. This might work. This might work. All right, let me see. Oops. Ooh, okay. I think this did. All right. So now I think we got Bloomberg opened up. Let's go take a look at Micron. Yeah, so I wonder what's the best. Okay, so these are all kind of research reports. I don't really want that. I kind of want just like raw data. No, I don't think this is gonna be it. Oh, I guess it's credit ratings for Micron. Okay. Maybe Bloomberg Intelligence. Oh, I think Micron, or not Micron, Microsoft actually ended up coming out today. Yeah. Some news about earnings. Okay. BI technology, semiconductor device. Oh, the data library. Yeah, this could be interesting. Okay, market share. So what's this? Computing, wireless communication. Okay, so yeah, Micron is in here. So I wonder where they're getting this data from, though. So that's AMD. Yeah, I guess we're looking at it from a sales point of view. It doesn't seem too expensive, right? Okay, I guess recently it has gotten a lot more expensive. 5.3. Because what I'm kind of basing this off of maybe are like multiples in 2021. But when you're looking at it, comparing it from sales and the semiconductors, yeah, it's about the same. Yeah. Okay, yeah, so let's see. These are all broken down to contributors. Yeah, I'm still not getting exactly what I want though, which is... Oh, okay. This is helpful though. It's a list of data vendors. I think this, let me take a look here. It's a list of contributors or data vendors for Bloomberg. I guess this, maybe they have some proprietary way of getting some of this data because Bloomberg is here too. But I think maybe semiconductor equipment and materials. Okay. So what's this? Maybe this is total equipment billings. Let's see, do I have to pay for this? It doesn't even show up. No, it does. Okay. So I guess this is the actual equipment that's needed in order to build semiconductors. The billings, I guess, refer to people... Oh man, I remember there was a term. There was billings versus bookings. I kind of forgot what the difference was. Well, let me see. Okay, I guess billing is when you actually receive or try to receive revenue. Booking is, let's say you have a 1-year subscription, at the very first part of that 1-year subscription. Okay, when you actually collect money. All right. Yeah, I think that's a way to think about it. All right. Industry. Dashboard, home. Semiconductor devices. Okay, technology. Yeah, what's this, right? I think semiconductor manufacturing, which might not be the industry. Yeah, I don't think this is exactly what I'm looking for. Oh, interesting. So S&P 500 corporate capex. I guess it's a proxy way to think about things. Yeah. Okay, so this is pretty helpful, I do have to say. Oh, wait, technology spending. Okay, I totally ignored this part. IT services. Alright, drag security onto another Bloomberg window. So, what is this percent of tech spending supposed to mean, right? Percent, because if you add these two up, it's not 100, even if you add this. Huh. Total global technology spend. By country, top 10. So IT services, software, apparently it's about $1 trillion. That's pretty much $1 trillion right there. Okay. Oh my God. Yeah, let me go back to industry. Oh no, that's not it. Okay, here we go. Semiconductor device. Market share. Industry segment. Okay. Huh. Forgot what did I do to get here? Oh, within computing, wireless communication, automotive, consumer, industrial, wired infrastructure. So this is the biggest one. I guess if you drill down, you can. Yeah, when you look at Intel versus NVIDIA, surprisingly, Intel is higher in computing? Really? It doesn't seem right. 2023. Maybe Intel really do got that bag. Okay, macro data, technology spending. Yeah, I still don't really understand what this is. Okay, industry, semiconductor forecast. Ah, okay. So I guess you can drill down. So forecasting the memory business, surprisingly. Oh, okay, never mind. Yeah. Why was it so big back in 2018? It doesn't sound right, but when it comes out of my mouth, yeah. I guess maybe this is a big shift towards cloud. Maybe a lot of infrastructure is being built. So, yeah, could be wrong. I don't know exactly. MPU, DSP, analog. Yeah, not entirely sure what micron components are. ASIC, so application specific microcomponents. I'm surprised. Logic, so is this like CPUs? What exactly is this here? .5G phones, x86 server. Yeah, maybe memory would be interesting. Oh, I see. Okay, so this is maybe a worldwide. I don't. Are these in millions? Thousands? Okay, source IDC. What is the IDC? Global Market Intelligence Group. International Data Group, which is owned by Blackstone. Okay, so where does IDC get its data from? Okay. I was just looking up on WSO. I mean, this isn't really that helpful wherever. Okay, that's funny. Alright. Okay. Okay, well, I guess IDC is probably a pretty trustworthy data source. IDC Reddit. Okay, there's this interesting subreddit. I'm going to, let's show it on the screen yet. SEMrush and Connecto. Huh. Semiconductor Industry Association, okay. Yeah, let me see, by the way, because I feel kind of suspect sharing my screen on this side. Okay. Okay, yeah, it's tough. Okay. There's something I did want to see. What was the Reddit thing, right? Oh man, did it die on me? Okay. So, Reddit. Salting. IDC data Reddit. Okay, right here. Yeah, so this is actually an interesting article or subreddit. I'm going to copy that. Factiva. DC bytes, yeah. Data sources, so Gartner, IDC, these are kind of the standards, so International Data Corporation, DC Bytes, SIA, Semiconductor Industry Association. So what is DC Bytes? I think YIPIT data is also another thing. Yeah, YIPIT data. So these are all companies that just sell you data, I think. I don't know exactly how. Can we sell pretty high margin and recurring revenue streams? Oh, okay. I think what YIPIT data probably does, let's say you're Visa or MasterCard, and you have collected maybe thousands, millions of transactions on your card or your payment network, you could sell those transaction data to YIPIT data, or maybe even license this out for what they call a recurring revenue stream. So I guess YIPIT data will pay for it on a subscribing basis, on a subscription basis. Yeah, I guess this is probably gonna be something I have to pay for, I'd imagine. Analytics. Yeah. This has gotta be owned by private equity, right? Like who actually owns this? Yeah, I guess it's Kester Capital. Okay, so it is owned by a private equity firm. Yeah, it's interesting. Okay, SIA, yeah, semiconductor industry data. Oh man, I guess you have to. Damn. All right. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to pay for this. Don't really want to. Okay. All right. Well, I'll just follow up with this Bloomberg stuff. Okay. Yeah. Let me back out of here. Go to semiconductors. Maybe split this up. Okay, so I'll call this a memory. So that's what Micron specializes in memory chips. And I think there are maybe 3 types of memory technologies that are kind of foundational to the entire industry. Dynamic random access memory is one of them, DRAM. I think NAND. I don't know what this stands for, but I think another way of calling it is flash memory. And finally, I think SSD, so solid state drives. Yeah, flash. I think this is what it refers to. Okay, let me just copy this. Yeah, so this is the Bloomberg screenshot that I got. I think it's loading right now. DRAM, okay. Does not let me go into analyzer. MediaTek, NVIDIA, Micron. Micron had negative earnings, okay. Micron has had negative earnings. Interesting. Yeah, so I think these are in maybe millions. So this would be 168 billion, I want to say. By market segment by semi category. Yeah, I think this is probably DRAM. So DRAM, I think that's this line right here. So today, okay, let's say 2023, it's around 49, so $50 billion. I guess today that's what the market looks like. And as a total within the whole memory market, it's around 90 billion. So that's a decent amount. I think Micron is pretty. Micron market cap 121 billion. Yeah, that's a lot. So the market cap is, oh man. So this is quarterly financials. See if they have a 6.8 billion run rate. So you just multiply this by 4. I think that's around maybe 25, 26, 27-ish. So $27 billion, which is, yeah, I think like 5 times less almost than the market cap. So there's a 5x. Yeah, 5x on Micron. Oof. That's a lot. That's a big valuation. So 5x on Micron, and we look at the enterprise value, I mean, probably gets way bigger too, because we haven't even factored in debt into Micron, and I think Micron is pretty debt heavy right now. All right. Yeah, let me see if there's a way to look at the multiples here. EV to sales, trailing 12 month sales. Command Shift 4. Yeah, okay. So enterprise is not terrible, although on the higher end. We need to look at the valuations. When you look at some of these EV to sales ratios or multiples, I mean, yeah, ARM holdings is definitely really, really high. I think what they do is they license the actual architecture instruction set for ARM chips. I don't know exactly why they're trading that high though, at 39. Qualcomm 5.3, yeah, so I guess not Intel, but Micron is trading at a decent multiple, not too big, probably right around the median here. It's around 5. It seems like a lot, almost 6. Yeah, okay. I'm trying to think, how should I go about this? Maybe I could get Micron SEC filings. Yeah. Maybe take a look at their annual filings, right? Yeah, I don't know if there's a way to kind of break down Micron's products. Yeah, I don't even know why I'm scrolling down. Okay, construction plants. DRAM products, NAND products. So, yeah, I guess we could do this though, right? Alignments. Let's get the total here. Total, so 5, 7, 1, 0. Yeah, let's do this. So we can start from, let's see how far we can go, right? On a yearly basis. 2015. Okay, and I'm gonna just do this for now, just so I could actually see the columns. They're not so far. Yeah, 2021. So we have 12,280, 13,693, and 5,710. Damn. All right. So there is a big decline. Yeah, that is a pretty big decline, right? Okay, 7203 in the, oops. Yeah, I should have put these in the total. So the mobile business unit, okay. And let me just straight up insert this here. Okay, total. Bring this to the side. Oh, no. I don't even know what I changed, but I want to indent this way. Okay. Yeah. Oh, shoot. Okay. Do not want that. Total. Scrap total. All right. Now let me grab all of these. Total, bring it down here. Okay. All right, nice. Okay, so for the mobile business unit, we have 7203, 7260, and oh, I just realized, I think these numbers, so they're percent of revenue, it's not necessarily the growth rate. Okay, and 3630. Wow, okay. It turns out 2023 wasn't really a good month or a good year, good fiscal year. Maybe okay. So I think their fiscal year end is October 2023. I feel like at that point you probably would have seen a decent amount of AI hype post ChatGPT. I think that was November 2022. So you're already a year into the kind of AI cycle, and I'm just surprised to see these really low numbers. Okay. Where's all the hype, eh? Where is all the hype? So 3, 6, 3, oh no, 7, I think they should be at that. 5, 2, 3, 5, and 4, 4, 2, 0, 9, okay. So you do have kind of this pretty heavy decline here. Percents. Okay, so embedded business unit 4209, yeah. What is this? Storage business unit 3973 4553 2553. Okay. I think all other oops. We have 40, 17, and 10. Do not want percents though. Want numbers. 17 and 10. So I also don't want decimals. Shoot. Okay, I think that's pretty good. So I don't have goodwill, liquidity, and capital structures. So I don't think they have a good breakdown of products. So I wonder, micron products. Memory, storage. Okay, so Micron does dabble in design tools too. Double data rate, oh man, alright. I have to sign in later. So Micron does have, let me add this here. /page Micron. So Micron makes memory chips, so I think designs plus manufactures them. Also design software tools to help you in interact / model integrated circuit. So I guess the end market, who uses the software? I'd imagine probably chip designers, like Intel / NVIDIA / AMD. Who buys the chips? So again, probably chip designers. I wonder if like OEMs also buy them as well. Original equipment manufacturers, if they build, let's say, a server box, do they need the chip directly, or do they buy it from an integrated circuit, or do they buy a chip, like a system on a chip? I don't know exactly what these technical terms are. I'm just kind of throwing some words out here. Probably chip designers, OEMs. Okay. Alright, so 9%, probably gotta go charge my computer. Yeah, gonna go charge my computer real quick. Also put my stuff in the laundry, so I'll be back. Okay, got a charger. Now I just gotta go do my laundry. Okay. Back. Alright, let me see, I gotta sign into my bank. Oh shoot, okay. Just the electric bill. Okay, I kind of forgot what apartment number I am. Okay, let me see. Oh, jeez. 4x4. So IMD, okay. Jesus Christ. Okay. Yeah, alright. I think I just paid for the electric bill on my little apartment. Analyst. Huh. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Let me see one thing actually. I heard. Okay. This is crazy. HHMI. Huh. I'm just looking at Howard Hughes Medical Institute. I kind of got distracted here. This place looks beautiful. The Ford Foundation. Okay, last thing I'm gonna look up before I go back to work. I'm curious to see. No cock. QT, Advent, Candover, Harborvest. Huh. Okay. Oxford Bioscience, Fraser Healthcare, Partners, Telecom. Seems like these, huh? News. Okay, yeah, that'd be interesting. Donald. Private equity, real assets, no bonds. Interesting. Okay, yeah, so I guess that is an interesting thing. Trying to think. Okay, going back to Micron. Yeah. So they have a hardware business and also a software business. But I feel like it'll be helpful to take a look at their products, markets. So design tools, memory, multi-chip packages, storage. Let's see. DRAM components. Modules, graphics memory, data centers, SSDs, managed NAND, CPs. Okay, so memory storage. Memory, I think, is maybe short-term data transfer between, let's say, more long-term storage option to the CPU, so logic chip. Okay, memory storage, product split on website, memory, storage, and CPs. So CPs in memory. Multi-chip packages, okay. DRAM modules. Yeah, so I have no idea what I'm reading right now. OC to part number guide, DRAM module reference guide. Let me see, do I need to register for an account? Oh, with your work email address, fuck. Okay, well, yeah, I don't think it's gonna work for me to sign in. Okay, CXL memory, view products. So DRAM components, let's say DDR5 DRAM, I want to buy that. So I think this is this is a specific DDR5, right? And I think this is, fuck, I forgot, RDIMM. It's a collection of those. SDRAM, okay. Speed 2400 megahertz. I forgot what the megahertz. Air check, yeah, bus inversion, C training, so right level and training modes. Boards, okay. Okay, so I think it'll be helpful then to maybe start from this. So choose product by type, so we can have this split up to memory, storage, and multi-chip packages. Okay, and base multi-chip MCPs, but there's probably at least, I'm gonna guess like 50 products. Products that Micron has, so yeah, it's gonna be a lot, but let's try to remember them all. Okay, memory, heading to memory, storage, and I think the last one is MCP. Okay, so when you take a look at memory, you have DDR, there are 5 sources of memory, packaging, 5 sources of one, DRAM components, DRAM modules, high bandwidth memory, graphics memory, CXL base memory. Okay, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 types of storage. data center SSDs, client SSDs, auto/industrial SSDs, managed NAND, NAND flash, NOR flash, memory cards. Okay. There are 3 types of multi-chip packaging. So eMMC based MCP, UFS based MCP, and NAND based MCP. Not entirely sure what any of these really refer to. Okay. I think LPDDR is probably going to be a, no, it's not a, maybe a DRAM component. Okay. Heading 3, so DRAM components. Let's do product. DRAM, some memory, DRAM components. As of July 2024, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 types of DRAM components. DDR5 DRAM, DDR4 SDRAM, DDR3 SDRAM, DDR2 SDRAM, DDR SDRAM. I forgot what the S double data rate. I think that's what DDR stands for. SDRAM, LDRAM, LPDDR5X, LPDDR5, PDDR4/4X, and LPDDR. All right. So DRAM modules. Oh my God. Graphics memory, 6 cell basic. DRAM modules. Okay. DDR5. DRAM. 4 SDRAM. DDR3 SDRAM. DDR2 SDRAM. DDR SDRAM. SDRAM. RLDRAM. PDDR5X. LPDDR5, LPDDR4/4X, LPDDR. Yeah, this is gonna be a tough one. So, yeah, I don't know what the pricing is because it doesn't really have. Let's DDR5 DRAM. Let's just see how much this is going to cost. Synchronous. Okay, so this is like $100. It's not even that bad. Oh, okay, so I guess it depends on the speed at which you can get. So maybe ChatGPT knows. How much does DDR5 DRAM cost? What is a memory kit? For modules. So 64 gig. LRDIMM. Let's see if I can find that here. Nope. Oh, maybe a module, yeah. Yeah, I wonder where Dell manufactures theirs, because I imagine they don't do it in-house. Okay. DRAM modules, LRDIM. Okay, yeah, there we go. MRDIM, RDIM, LRDIMM, mini DIMM, UDIMM, EUDIM, SODIMM, SOEDIMM, SORDIM, NVDIM, VLPRDIMM, VLPUDIM. Okay. VLP mini DIMM. Oh my god, so many MMs. The hell are these? Two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. It'll be very helpful to know the acronym. So double data rate 5 dynamic random access memory. I think random access means it does randomly access the memory, right? I feel like that probably has to go with the name. include synchronous dynamic random access memory. So let me double data rate 5. 5th generation, okay. RLD RAM. Reduced latency DRAM. Reduced latency. Okay, yeah, I'll just synchronous DRAM. Just latency DRAM. Alright, so LP without DDR5X. Oh, so low power double data rate 5x. Low power double data rate 5. Okay. So, okay, these are all low power double data rates 4x. Low power double data rates. So what is MRDIMM? I forgot what DIMM stands for. So multi-ranked. What is DIMM? Dual inline memory module. Okay, so I guess it's like kind of the standard memory module architecture. Multi-ranked buffered DIMM. Note that DIMM stands for double inline memory module. Dual inline. Registered DIM. Is that what RDIMM? So load reduced MMM. Guess unregistered, I think. Unbuffered. Yeah, I'll be back in a sec. Kind of thirsty. I want to get some water. 你觉得其实挺多？就这个 month， yeah， 不知道没有 check。然后 like what do you mean? Yeah, it was always separate. Yeah.喂，你们是一个月多少？plus water。Alright, well, how much is it? Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, there's nothing on that. Yeah, I don't know. It's the usual payment thing I use is hmm? No, it's not. It's usually through another website, but that website is currently isn't working. Yeah. Yeah, I did already. Yeah. 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 Okay. 不知道。牛排 maybe 我可能跟点朋友们出去一下。I don't know. Yeah, I'll see. Alright, I'll see you. Yeah. Yeah, 挺好的。I'll see you. Yeah, maybe. Okay. Yeah, good night. Bye. EUI, EUDIM. Crucial technology. Oh wait, complexity AI. I feel like this is probably a good, so what is UDIM? Oh, EUDIM. Error correcting. I like how these guys just have servers. It's funny. Error correcting code unbuffered dual inline. Ah, so DDIM. DIM. So DIM. Small outline dual in memory module. So DIM. Yeah, I keep forgetting I don't need that. Yeah, actually, maybe it would be helpful to combines ECC error and unbuffered DIM. UDIM. CC is designed to detect and correct common data corruption. So what is data corruption? So is that when maybe bits are changed? That's actually kind of a good maybe segue into the second part. Can correct single bit errors, detect double bit errors. What's that? So this is based off 2. Crucial DDR4 I don't remember the exact model. But they are all tested memory lists for the board. Unbuffered. Yeah. Does not have a register between the DRAM chips and the system's memory controller. Okay. Means that memory module does not have a register between the DRAM chips system's memory controller, so is the system no. Okay. This allows for direct communication, but lower latency. I think latency refers to the speed at which the time it takes for information to travel. Supports fewer memory modules compared to registered DIMs. So why? Memory controller. Oh, okay. So I guess memory controller. Direct memory. Apparently of the central processing. Memory module. So I guess is this a stick? Okay, so it is a RAM stick. Okay, so I guess when you're buying DRAM, or I guess RAM in general, you don't actually buy the single chips. I guess maybe you're buying the module itself, but I guess you could also buy kind of the DRAM components, which I think are this chip specifically. So you could buy, let's say, a module and one of the chips doesn't really work anymore, then you can buy a replacement one. I think that's how it works. Unregistered, so EU error correcting DI. Yeah, what is the register? Unbuffered versus RDI. Okay, is it just me, or do these things look exactly the same? Right. Like this is connected to the right, this is connected to the left, so that's like the only difference I could see. Load reduced. This could be interesting though. Load reduce. Yeah, okay, well, like when I'm looking at these two, shoot. Oh, I guess this thing. there is no middle. I guess that's the register. I can't zoom in. That's rough. I guess this is the register. Oh, wait. Okay, that makes sense, right? Because I think this is consistent with Perplexity said. The actual DRAM chips on here is a lot less compared to this one. But this is a 32 gig. This is also a 32 gig, okay. So I would think more chips means more gigs, right? Unless I'm wrong. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, let's just try to finish these up. And then I'm gonna call it a day. Is SOEDIM. So it's saying that this does not exist. Okay, micron technology. Let's see. SOEDIM. Small outline. So this could be very helpful. Yeah. Sony tech support. Okay, so I think SOE just doesn't exist apparently. What about SOR DDIM? Or not DDIM, DIM. Okay. Non-volatile DIM memory. Damn. Persistent that retains contents even when electrical power is removed. Huh. I feel like, how does that work? Because I thought that's the whole thing, right? You have storage in order to storage VLP. So very low profile stored. So I'm gonna go off on a whim and say this is unbuffered. Very profile mini. Okay. Nice. DRAM modules, high bandwidth memory, graphics memory. Okay. So I think this is probably a good stopping point. I wanted to see what Micron's G9 TLC NAND. Okay, so I guess I'll get to this at a later day. So the NAND flash memory. Yeah. Okay. So thanks for tuning in. Andre, big shout out. And there's also one more viewer, so thank you for tuning in and watching today. The model itself is coming along pretty nicely. We have, yeah. We put in 3 things so far, so nice. Okay, I think I'm gonna end this here and catch you guys in the next one. Probably will continue the stream tomorrow. All right.